What if a single treatment, one injection, could cut your bad cholesterol and triglycerides in half for potentially the rest of your life? No daily pills. No side effects that make you quit within a year. Just one session and your numbers drop like a stone. You've seen this in sci-fi movies, right? The futuristic medical bay, the one-time gene fix that cures disease permanently. But did you ever think we'd actually get to see it happen in real life? Well, a new gene therapy trial just proved it's possible. And this isn't some distant fantasy anymore, it's happening now, in actual human trials. And it's about to change everything we thought we knew about aging and heart disease. And the thing is, most people don't even know this exists yet. And if you're one of the millions struggling with high cholesterol or triglycerides, or if you're just trying to protect your heart as you age, this could be the most important thing you hear all year. But before I break down exactly how it works and what it means for you, we need to talk about why our current approach to cholesterol is broken. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. Even though we have effective drugs, most people stop taking them, and that silent failure is costing lives. Let me paint you a picture. You're 50-something. Your doctor hands you a prescription for statins after your latest blood work. You nod, promise to take them daily, and you do for a while. But then the muscle aches start, or the brain fog. Or maybe you just forget a dose here and there and suddenly 6 months have passed and the bottle's still half full. You're not alone. Studies show that more than half of people prescribed cholesterol meds quit within the first year. It's not laziness, it's human nature. Daily pills are hard, side effects are real. And when you feel fine, it's easy to convince yourself you don't really need them. But here's what's happening under the surface while you're skipping doses. Your LDL cholesterol, the bad kind, is quietly building up in your arteries. Plaque is forming. Inflammation is creeping in. And every year that passes, your risk of a heart attack or stroke inches higher. High cholesterol and triglycerides are massive risk factors for cardiovascular disease, which is still the #1 killer worldwide. And as we age, our LDL levels naturally rise. It's like your body is working against you. So what if we could just turn off the thing making it worse? What if, instead of fighting your biology every single day with a pill, we could edit your genes once and let your body do the rest? That's exactly what this new therapy does, and the results are stunning. The therapy is called CTX3 and it's made by a company called CRISPR Therapeutics. Yes, that CRISPR, the same gene editing technology you've probably heard about in the news. But this isn't about designer babies or science experiments gone wrong. This is precision medicine at its finest, and it's designed to do one thing: silence a gene called ANGPTL3. Now, stick with me here because this is where it gets fascinating. ANGPTL3 is a protein your liver makes, and its job is to inhibit two enzymes, lipoprotein lipase and endothelial lipase, that normally break down triglycerides and cholesterol in your blood. So when you have a lot of ANGPTL3 floating around, those enzymes get blocked, and your cholesterol and triglycerides stay high. It's like putting a brake on the cleanup crew. Turns out, we might not even need ANGPTL3 anymore. Evolutionary biologists think it was useful back when our ancestors had to survive on irregular meals. By shunting fat into storage after a big feast, ANGPTL3 helped them avoid overloading their heart and muscles with excess fat. But in today's world, where food is everywhere and we're eating constantly, that same mechanism just makes us sick. It's a leftover evolutionary trick that's now working against us. So the researchers asked, what if we just turned it off? What if we used CRISPR to tell the liver, stop making ANGPTL3? And that's exactly what they did. Let me explain how it works in detail. But first, I need to tell you what happened when they actually tried this in real people. Because the numbers are jaw-dropping. This was a phase 1 trial, early stage, designed to test safety. But the results were anything but preliminary. They recruited 15 adults with seriously high cholesterol or triglycerides. We're talking people who'd already tried statins, other drugs, even expensive PCSK9 antibodies, and still couldn't get their numbers under control. The median age was 53. Most were male. 40% had a history of heart disease. 40% had familial hypercholesterolemia, a genetic condition that makes your cholesterol sky high from birth. These were tough cases, And yet, after a single IV infusion of CTX-3110, the CRISPR therapy packaged in tiny lipid nanoparticles, the results were undeniable. ANGPTL3 levels dropped by nearly 80% in the highest dose group. LDL cholesterol fell by 49%. Triglycerides dropped by 55%. Halved, with one treatment. Think about that for a second. One infusion. No daily pills, no weekly injections. Just one session, and your numbers plummet. And here's the best part. Minimal side effects. No dose-limiting toxicity. No serious adverse events. This wasn't some brutal experimental drug that makes you feel terrible. It was clean, precise, and effective. Now, I know what you're thinking. This sounds too perfect. What's the catch? And you're right to be skeptical. This was a small trial, only 15 people. The follow-up period at the time of publication was just 60 days, though participants are being monitored for a full year. And there was some variability in how people responded. Not everyone at the same dose had the same result. The researchers think that factors like liver health, inflammation, and pre-existing genetics all play a role in how well the editing works. That's something they'll need to figure out in larger trials. Also, the group was heavily male, so we don't know yet how women, especially postmenopausal women, whose cholesterol naturally spikes after menopause, will respond. Sex differences in lipid biology are real, and they matter for both disease risk and treatment response. So while this is incredibly promising, we need more data before we can say it works for everyone. But here's why I'm excited anyway. The mechanism makes sense. The safety profile looks good, and the effect size is on par with, or better than, existing therapies, except this one is potentially permanent. No more adherence problem, no more side effects from daily pills. No more wondering if you're actually protected. And this is just the beginning. Gene therapies like this are opening the door to a whole new way of thinking about aging and disease. Instead of managing symptoms with drugs we take forever, we're starting to address root causes at the genetic level. We're editing the code. And that has massive implications, not just for cholesterol, but for inflammation, cellular repair, even longevity itself. So what does this mean for you right now? Obviously, CTX-310 isn't available yet. It's still in early trials, but if you're dealing with high cholesterol or triglycerides, here's what you can do today while we wait for these therapies to become reality. 1. If you're already on a statin or other lipid-lowering drug and it's working without major side effects, stay on it. Don't stop just because something shinier is on the horizon. 2. If you've struggled with adherence or side effects, talk to your doctor about alternatives. There are newer drugs, like PCSK9 inhibitors or bempedoic acid, that work differently and might be easier to tolerate. 3. Focus on the basics that actually move the needle. Cut back on refined carbs and saturated fats. Increase fiber, get regular movement, and manage stress. These aren't sexy, but they work. 4. Get your blood work done regularly. You can't manage what you don't measure. Know your LDL, your triglycerides, your HDL, and your inflammatory markers like hsCRP. 5. Stay informed. Gene therapies are moving fast. What seems experimental today could be standard care in 5 years. If you're in a high-risk category, family history of heart disease, genetic high cholesterol, or already have cardiovascular issues, keep an eye on these trials. You might even qualify to participate. Here's the bottom line. Gene therapy isn't science fiction anymore. It's here. And while we're still in the early innings, the game is already changing. For the first time in history, we have the tools to edit our biology, to turn off the genes that make us sick and turn on the ones that keep us healthy. That's not just a better way to treat disease. It's a fundamentally different approach to aging itself. High cholesterol and triglycerides aren't just numbers on a lab report. They're early warning signs that your body's repair systems are struggling. And for decades, we've been managing the symptoms with pills and hoping for the best. But now, we're learning to fix the code. One injection could replace years of daily medication. One edit could mean decades of better health. This is why I make these videos. Not to hype up every flashy headline, but to help you see what's actually coming and what you can do with that knowledge today. Because the future of aging isn't about living longer just to be older. It's about staying vital, clear-headed, and strong for as long as we're here. And that future is closer than you think. Thank you for spending your time here. I'm grateful you're on this journey with me. Wishing you practical progress and good health. If you found this helpful, I've got more eye-opening research on longevity compounds that most people have never heard of. Click the video that just appeared on your screen to discover the next piece of the healthy aging puzzle.